Hello there. Working? If anyone's in the chat yet, yes, there are people around already. Can you let me know if you can hear me okay? Nothing in the chat. Is anyone there? Can you hear me? I could be having problems because I hope it's not timing out. Slow mowers. Oh, send a message every 10 seconds. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, darts fan was on. I didn't know. Well, what's the darts final on your TV? What's on your laptop, smartphone, or other electrical device? No problem at all. Or the other way around, you can watch TV on any device these days, can't you? Anyway, welcome all. Welcome. As you know, I don't have the best of eyesight, so I have to lean forward to read the comments. Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Mark. Happy New Year, Willie. Loud and clear, good. And Happy New Year, Dave. And Mark. And Dave. And Thomas. It's all good stuff, isn't it? Well, first Beerstream of the year. And what a good one we got tonight. Mark, who is in the chat room, sent me some wonderful beers. Absolutely wonderful. And tonight, we're going to try 3 of them. And we're going to start off with this one. It's in the thumbnail, the Kernel, which is an export stout. And Mark printed off the notes for me because I didn't have the notes of what the manufacturers, the brewers say of these beers. So I'm doing them in the order they're on here. That way I won't say the wrong notes to the wrong one, like last time. Wonders why it all tasted wrong because I read the wrong notes. So let's get started, shall we? And I will try and keep up with any comments you give in here. And Dave, keep up the jokes. Everybody wants them. So here it goes. If my voice sounds all kaput and all that, well, I've got a bit of a head cold, actually. I did think about even cancelling this tonight, but that wouldn't have done very good, would it? Yeah, I'm all blocked up, and if I start sneezing, I apologise, because I've been sneezing all day. I did move the boat today, though. Yes, I got up this morning, decided I wanted to move the boat, and I left off about, I don't know, 9:15 this morning, and I moored up at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now, I'm in a place I've never moored before for doing a live stream. I've moored here before, but never done a live stream, so I'm not quite sure how good the internet is. Earlier on, it was a little bit iffy, so it starts buffering. I apologise, and we can always end the stream if you want me to. Or if I keyed over and I can't do it, we'll have to end the stream, of course, as well. But anyway, here goes. Let's try this, shall we? Oh, I can't smell anything. It's pouring. Nice. All velvety look there. So let's see what it says on the bottle, shall we? The Kernel Brewery, London. So it's the brewery, and it's an export stout, London, 1890. 7.3% ABV. Bottle conditioned beer. Store upright and pour gently. If you prefer to leave the yeast sediment inside the bottle, okay. Ingredients. There's lots of ingredients. Look, water, hops, sugar, and barley. And yeast, of course. There's a 330 milliliter size bottle. So let's give it a whirl, shall we? I can just about smell some notes there. That's me, not the beer, because I'm all blocked up. Well, I'm going to say it smells to me like chocolatey coffee sort of smell, like most stouts and porters have. Very rich smelling. I can't make enough out. I'm too blocked up to make too much of a good decision there, I think. Anyway, let's taste it. Well, there are an awful lot of flavours going on there. It's very hopped for a stout. There's a lot of hop flavours coming through, especially on the finish. There's quite a bitterness on the finish, a hop bitterness on the finish. But up front, you get those malts coming through, those roasted malts. Anyway, I guess I shall read what they say about it, shall I? That is delicious, though. Roasted malts, espresso, and licorice notes are accompanied by dark fruit and a hint of alcohol warmth. Perhaps I didn't actually get the alcohol, but there you go. In this exceptionally smooth, complex stout. Based on a recipe from 1890, a firm herbal hop bitterness cuts through the vanilla and malty sweetness, followed by a long, dry finish. Well, I couldn't explain it any better myself, because you do get that long, dry finish on the back end, which is obviously the hops, the hoppiness of the sort of the bitterness, dryness, whichever you want to call it. I'm just going to come back down over here quickly and go through all these. I don't want to miss anyone. A couple of brews, just what the doctor ordered. Yes, it is. It is. Nice strong one as well. They're all nice strong ones. I'll get some alcohol with me tonight. I should sleep. Putting together my next vlog while I'm listening to your live stream. Okay, Jack. Nice to see you in the comments, Jack. Nice to see you in there. Don't know if any of you know Jack Beyer. He's like yourself. Actually, I think he's from a similar part of the world. Well, a little bit further south than you are, Mark. Is it North Carolina you're in, Mark? I think. And Jack is in Florida, I believe. For God's sake, that was a brill joke. There's a place for you on my channel. Nicely put there, Dave. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering. I told you, I'm not doing too well. I've got a roll of kitchen roll here just to try and keep me going. Sorry about this, guys. Disgusting, I know. Right, anyway, let's back to this beer. Yeah. I'll tell you what, even with a cold, that works. That really does work. That would go really nicely with those sort of 95% dark chocolate you can get, nice, just that and that. Oh, that would be brilliant. Suck up on a piece of that chocolate, then, oh. That definitely works for me. Definitely works. Oh. I'm going to be sleeping tonight. Actually, after a few sips there, you do get the warmth of the alcohol coming through. I didn't at first, but I do now. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Let's put that one down for a moment and let's come back to the comments. Thank you for joining us. Anyway, if you've got to go, you've got to go. That's what they always say. You'll sleep tonight, Trevor. I certainly will. Well, what do we do? Do we go and try some of the other ones first, and then come back to them and try and? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to go on to the next beer now, while I'm still sort of alive in the head, and give my comments against all three, and then come back through them again and see if I've changed my mind on any of them, and see if they're sort of mellowed out. I must admit, I tell you what, none of them have been in the refrigerator. I knew there were going to be complex flavours. They're chilled. They've been in the back cabin on the floor, which is quite cold this time of the year anyway, as you can imagine. The water's down there, so it's sitting basically just above the water. Actually, it's probably below waterline, but they're actually sat on the floor. So they're chilled, but they're not cold. The fridge this time of the year, they come out very, very cold, and that's the fridge turned right down. I guess, is it right down on a lower number, or is that right up because it's a warmer temperature? I don't know. So I believe the next one on the list is this 8-cell Baltic Porter. Now, my friend Kyle, who's in the US and near where I lived in Coal City, he's the next town over. I've forgotten the name of the town, at Braidwood. And he took me once to a brewery that did a Baltic Porter. And that brewery was up near Chicago, and it's called Kingslayer. It's the only time I believe I've ever had a Baltic Porter before. Well, I was emailing Carl over the last couple of days, or texting or messaging on Facebook or whatever it was. And he said he's had a few now. He's come across a few in the US that make the Baltic Porter. So this is a UK made one. And this one comes in at 6.9%. Let's see it on there. I'm always trying to hold it in the right place because it's always back to front on there. So let's crack this one open. Quick sip of water. My Guinness opener. Clean glass. Let's see how this pours. There's quite a lot of CO2 in this. That's why I tipped it up a little bit more at the end, just to kick out a bit of that. Right. There are some notes on the bottle of this one, so let's see what the notes say on the bottle first of all. Yeah, I can't show you and read it at the same time, can I? A classic strong dark beer using 5 malts, a generous helping of Fugels and Bramling cross hops balance the sweetness of the malt, which has roasted coffee and caramel notes in the flavour. Right, that's the notes off the bottle. See if the notes are the same in here, shall we, in a moment? Let's try it. That is good. The balance is perfect. Absolutely perfect balance on that between hops and malts. Now, the Kernel is an absolutely fantastic drink. I'm not trying to say it's not. But this is easier drinking. The Kernel, it's no wonder I'll show you here. It's in a 330 ml, and the Baltic Porter is in a 500ml bottle. There's reasons for that, I can assure you. I think 330 mils of this, and you're on the money. You know that. I'm not saying you're getting drunk or anything like that, but it's got such a complex flavour. I think if you did more than that, you probably would start losing the context of the actual beer, of what it's supposed to be all about. Where the Baltic Porter, I think you could drink 2 or 3 pints of it, and besides the alcoholic effects, you'd still be getting the flavours through and still continue. It's not as complex, is what I'm trying to say, but it's absolutely delicious. Oh yeah. Yes, it is definitely 2 for 2. Sorry guys, I've got sorry about this. The Kernel is 2 out of 2. Yeah, both of them have been they're extremely complex beers. Some of the most complex beers I've ever tried, actually. There's so many flavors going on. Although it's sort of one, it's the way it goes through the motions. When you first sip it, you get the malts coming through, and there's a lot of different distinguishing flavors on those malts. And then the hoppiness comes in, and it just continues right through. And the hops they've used really, really offset the sweetness of the malts at the start. It's very cleverly made. Very cleverly made, the Kernel. No, well, it's not. It's the brewery. Their export stout. Very cleverly made. Yeah, this is nowhere near as complex, but it works for different reasons. Now, if I was going out to a pub and I ordered one of these, I would have to drink something else probably afterwards, because I don't think I could drink 2 of them because there's so much complex flavors going on. Where if I had a pint of this, I'd be ordering another one. Well, unless they had other good beers in the pub, of course. That's the difference. But they're both fantastic beers. I had a coconut and banana stout the other day. I've been climbing trees ever since. What sort of trees have you been climbing, Dave? Coconut and banana trees? Actually, a banana's not a tree, is it? I don't believe. Hello, Steve. Guess where I am, Steve? You working? I was actually going to contact you, Steve, see if you're actually working over the weekend. Because guess where I am? I'm at Hawkesbury Junction. No matter the first beer you'd be ordering, yeah, I would be. I'd never order one. You don't go out and have one beer, do you? Who goes out and has one beer? But this, I'm slow drinking tonight, as you say. I'm all not. It's not really. I might not be doing these beers justice. I know the extra filming lights I put up stops a lot of the graininess anyway on the picture. That is absolutely wonderful. I moved today, Dave. I've moved from. I was at rugby while Brown's over, and I've come to Hawkesbury Junction onto the Coventry Canal off the Oxford. I'm heading to Coventry Basin, and I'm going to be in the basin for a couple of days. I'm going to Wicks, and I'm replacing the flooring in the boat. I'm putting in one of the quality. It's a laminate, but it's a waterproof laminate. Obviously, on a boat that helps dampness and all that, and it's 12mm thick. So also, because I've done some around by the far and at the front, there's a test sort of section that's quite expensive. I've done some as a test section out there, and you can tell the difference. If you wear, I don't walk around my boat barefooted, but if you test it out and you walk barefooted out there, then walk into here where it's actually got carpet on the floor, the carpet's cold and the laminate's warm. Well, it's not warm, but it's warmer, if you know what I mean. And underneath the carpet was lino and it's all fallen apart, and you try, and in the kitchen it's horrible. You try washing it and it just keeps washing off. It's wearing away so much. You just wash it off and it with dust. So I need to do something with the floor. And the price of vinyl lay or whatever these days is so expensive. I decided to go for something that might help with the cold as well. And I've been saving up all year to buy the flooring. Um, and all you great people out there on Patreon, all the Patreon money is buying my flooring. So thank you very much, people. That is where I'm buying my flooring from. Is the Patreon money. It goes when I take it out of Patreon, I put it into a separate account, and in that account, I only spend that money on the boat. And this year's project, or time around now at Christmas, is the flooring. Back in the summer, the lights and that sort of thing, the new lights I put on the boats and all that sort of thing came out of that account. So anything that goes into there gets spent on the boat, and that's how I work it. It's a great way for me personally, and the great people out there that give me money on Patreon for saving up for doing projects on the boat. And so the great people out there also send me PayPal and that sort of thing. I must admit, that normally gets spent on me. But there you go. Beer money. Got to have some beer money, haven't you? Some of it, if I need it for something else, I'll use it on something else. But yeah, I do. No, you got to put it into. Got to enjoy some sort of part in life, haven't you? And I'm always behind here on the, because I've seen things going. Well, saw that. No matter the first beer, you order a second. On the move, yes. Working Friday night, but free for a beer Saturday or Sunday. Let me know, Steve, whichever you want. I can make it either. I think I should be in the basin for Friday and Saturday, and leaving probably Saturday and coming back up to here. Or I can meet you at the basin and we can go into town or whatever. I don't mind. What new canals lined up this year? Yeah, well, the flooring is a great idea for me. Anyway, it's just, I bought an old boat. Now, when I bought this boat, it was 36 years old. The next hire boat, so it's had lots and lots of foot traffic through it. So yeah, things get worn out, and the flooring is worn out, and it was worn out when I bought it. And I've just managed to save up the money now to get it done. So it's one of those jobs that's getting done. I don't know where I'm going yet this year. See, I don't really know where I'm going any year. I sort of have a general direction. I'm going to go back up north again because I like it up north. I like the canals up north. I like the people up north. And some of the pubs up there, there's still some proper pubs left around, which is nice. But where I'll go when I actually get up there, I haven't decided. I might do the Leeds and Liverpool. I was definitely going to do the Leeds and Liverpool until a few days ago. Excuse me, people. Sorry, I don't need that running down my face, do I? I was definitely going to do Leeds and Liverpool until a few days ago because on the Leeds and Liverpool, the locks are wide locks. So you can get two boats in at once. And somebody I know wanted to do the Leeds and Liverpool. So we planned to do it together. Makes life. She's a single-handed boater, and I'm a single-handed boater, of course. Not if there's anything going on between either of us or anything like that. It's a platonic relationship. But she's just taught herself different skills and that sort of thing. Anyway, she wanted to get to Leeds, and so I said, well, we'll travel together and we can help each other out on the locks and the swing bridges, and lots of swing bridges and lift bridges and all sorts of horrible bridges. And it'd make life easier for both of us. But she's not going there now. She's changed her mind. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. Oh, sorry about this. What's the best pub near Hawkesbury Junction? Well, I guess the best pub near Hawkesbury Junction is the pub that's right on the junction, which is the Greyhound. That's a good pub anyway. It's a pub which they have a restaurant sort of side area as well. And they do food in the bar as well, but it's still retained a pub atmosphere. You walk into there and there's a little bar and little tables around, you know what I mean, scattered around where you can sit and eat if you wish to, but you sit and chat. And I've been in there on my own a couple of times, and I've been in there with Steve a couple of times, and it's always packed, but it's always that good bustle pub feeling. And when you go in there on your own, people talk to you, which is what you're looking for, isn't it? And it's normally the locals, and it's under new landlord in there now, and he seems to be keeping some real good beers on as well. Still, always has had good beers in there. Yeah, I haven't been in there today when I got here. I've been sorting out for tonight, and basically I was just trying to. Well, actually, I had to lay down for half an hour, just trying to get ready for tonight to start off with, and then sorting out everything, making sure I had the right beers. A couple of emails with Mark earlier on, and he kindly emailed me this over, which I printed off earlier. This is the trying. Oh, right. I always go the wrong way. This is the sheet with all the information on about the beers. It didn't come with one this time in the box. It did last time. Anyway, I'm taking all behind again over here. So new canals, I don't know. Hopster Moor, yeah, I would go on Hopster Moor then. Yeah, that's a thumbs up, Steve. Hopster Moor. And if anyone's in Coventry, go to Hopster Moor. I tried it out the other week. Yeah. They got some real good beers in there. I mean, some real good beers, and very, very friendly. You walk in there and people are chatting to you, and the bar staff or the owners, the husband and wife ownership, I believe the husband and wife anyway, that own it. Really nice people, down to earth. Yeah, fun place to go into, and chatty, and it's a pub. You know, you think when you sort of think, oh, Hopster Moor and all that, you think, oh, this is going to be a posh sort of boutique sort of bar. Nah, nothing like that. Down to earth, easy going, lovely people. Recommend it. And it's pub prices. Basically, it's the average pub prices, so no problem there. With some fantastic beers in there. What can I say? So Hopster Moor it is. But that's not at Hawkesbury Junction, by the way, Dave. That's if you're at the basin, it's about I don't know, half a mile walk from the basin, perhaps a bit less. I don't know, not far. Well, the Lancaster Canal is still on my bucket list to do. The only reason it's not going to be done probably this year. My boat, there's nothing wrong with the boat to do it. I've checked it out. You have to be able to do 6 miles an hour to do that. And when I was on the River Weaver and I've been on the River Trent, I can go well past 6 miles an hour, no trouble at all. So that's not a problem with speed. I can't on the canals. I'm lucky to get 3 miles an hour on the canals. They're so shallow. On the deeper waters, no problem at all. But the problem I don't have an anchor. So I've got to get an anchor before I do that. And I believe they also like you to have navigation lights on your boat. I don't have navigation lights either. It says you can go without navigation lights as long as you do it during the daytime, which of course you're going to do it during the daytime anyway, because you're not going to do it at night because they don't let you through at night. But they still recommend you have navigation lights fitted. So I've got to get navigation lights and an anchor before I do that. And at this moment in time, I'm hoping to retire properly in March. I'm trying to sort out my pensions at the moment. Obviously, I'm not old enough to get the government pension yet, but I'm trying to sort out my company pension, and they're being a bit, I don't know what's that one, they're just slow. Well, I didn't have any of the paperwork because when I was in the US, I lost all the paperwork when we had the tornado and my basement flooded. All my paperwork was in the basement. It got all flooded out, and I didn't lose the house, just had a flooded basement because the sump pump wouldn't work because we didn't have electricity for 10 days. But yeah, and I didn't realise some of the stuff where it was, and it got thrown away. But yeah. Yeah, I've heard they're a store in the northern section of the Kendall. You know what? It might be worth waiting until they do that, but I think I'll be probably about 110 by then. But yeah. Dave, some of your jokes. Well, that's a definite hit anyway. That's the Baltic Porter there, and that's a big hit for me. Yeah, it's the second time I've ever tried the Baltic Porter, and both of them have been absolutely brilliant. So we'll put that one down. Now, this is something I've never ever seen before. Is a tiramisu infused porter. I've come across all sorts of different things like Snickers and marshmallow, and I can't remember all of them. I've never had tiramisu. It should work, I'm guessing. Coffee and tiramisu. So quite a splash of water. Another glass. Another one with a lot of CO2 in it. I like that CO2 in these beers. And I know why they put a lot of CO2 in them. It gives them a longer shelf life. The only problem with too much CO2 has actually got a bitter flavour, so it does actually change the flavour of the beer to a degree. None of these beers seem to do a lot of lacing. It falls off the glass. That's fine. They've probably been filtered. That's probably why. Although the kernel was bottle conditioned. Wow, another great beer. Completely and utterly different. All three are totally different, by the way. You'd think porters and stouts, basically the same thing. A porter, when it was first introduced, was a poor man's stout. Stout was a quite expensive beer, still is. And the porter was introduced for, guess what? The porters in London. Low paid beer. It was a cheap version, basically, of a stout. And now there's some of the best beers around, the porters. Just this reminds me very much. Carl. If Carl's not in, is he? You're not in, are you, Carl? No. There's oh dear, Pollyanna's. Yeah, Pollyanna's in. I can't remember the name of the town now. They did a porter, or I think it was a porter. They did, well, when I was over there a few years ago now. That was, they did a Snickers one, but it didn't taste like the Snickers one. They did another one which was like, I think it was marshmallow. It's just like that. I might have it wrong about the marshmallow. It was the sweeter one of the two. That's a good after dinner drink, you know. Or dessert. You know, people have a dessert wine. You'd have like a dessert. Oh, not dessert. Oh, what's, I can't remember. I've got to say the brain's not working. Oh dear, right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But you have a dessert wine. That could be a dessert beer. If you was actually having something like chocolate gâteau or tiramisu, chocolate ice cream, that would go perfectly. Yeah. An interesting finish to it. It's very sweet up front, which I was expecting because it's got tiramisu in it. But then suddenly, right at the end, the hops kick in. And it's just after this long finish right at the end. I mean, a long finish. It's the bitterness which holds on for. It's still in my mouth now, so it holds on for a long time. It's like just eaten a real good dark chocolate. You know, one of the real strong ones, like 95% cocoa or something like that. It's like that finish. It holds on for a long time. Anyway, I forgot to read what it said on here, didn't I? About the notes on the porter, the other one. The 8-cell Baltic porter, by the way, was a classic porter using pale, brown, and black malt, given a rich, full-flavoured taste, generously hopped to balance, the sweetness of the malts. That's what I said, didn't I? It's very, very well balanced. This is the North Riding Tiramisu porter, a porter made from 5 different malts and hopped with English First Gold. Wow. That surprises me using First Gold. They're not normally used in a porter. Infused post-fermentation with tiramisu flavouring. Okay. Out a little bottle, I guess. Yeah, that is interesting, that beer. Another hit, by the way. 3 out of 3 tonight. All 3 are absolutely fantastic beers. Now, I'm not a dessert person particularly. If I was in the US and I had, well, you can get them over here these days as well, a chocolate brownie, try that with a chocolate brownie. I think it would work absolutely wonderful. It tastes fantastic. Oh, dear. Just making sure I haven't missed anything here. I don't think I have. Well, I'm not going to stay around too long today. As I say, here we go again. This head is falling apart. But yeah, well, biggest thank here, of course, goes out to Mark. Without Mark, I wouldn't be trying these beers. And I think it's time we would go back round them again and just make sure what we had. So here we go. We're back to the Kernel. That's just water. Just trying to clear the palate a bit. This is back to the Kernel. This is an extremely complex beer. You know, it's a little warmer out here than it is out in the back cabin. Actually, it's a lot warmer in here than it is out in the back cabin where I had the beer stored. As it's warmed up, the flavours have enhanced. It's still chilled. It's still cool to touch, isn't it? It's not warm. But the flavours have enhanced dramatically. That is really good. I'm going to finish that one off. You can just, oh, you can't see that. You can just see where that pours. You can tell the difference of the head on this one. It's a lot creamier, richer head. It holds the head. Just like, almost like pouring a Guinness, you know, but the Guinness holds its head because it's on nitrogen, not on CO2, although there is a little bit of CO2 in there. It's about an 80-20 mix, but that is, yeah, that is wonderful. I don't know what else to say for it about that, actually. It's a beer and a half, that one. It's so complex, it's almost difficult to describe. There's so many, you know, what are you actually tasting? Well, as I say, I'm not well, but that is absolutely wonderful. And the Baltic Porter, let's bring that one back in. So this didn't hold the head quite as much. The lace, there's no lacing on the glass here. The lacing just falls away. That's not going to all fit in there, and I know that. I'm going to be sat here getting drunk tonight. So you've got to finish them off, haven't you? You can't not. You open a bottle of beer, it has to be drunk. That is definitely the easiest drinking out of the three to call an easy drinking beer. That one, you'd go into a pub and sitting there in the pub, if it's in there all night, you could sit there drinking it. It would probably fall over after a while because it's 6.9% alcohol. But it doesn't taste like a 6.9% alcohol beer. It tastes more like drinking a 5% alcohol beer, 4.5%, 5% alcohol beer. Very easy drinking. So it would get you in trouble probably. Well, will get me in trouble anyway. Why I would be in trouble is I'd get drunk and I think I'm okay. It just goes down so smoothly. Yes, definitely. Moorish, definitely Moorish. And how do you know the word Moorish? Have I used that before? Because most Americans don't know the word Moorish. I know there's a few words I'd used when I was in the US, and Moorish was one of them. And I go, what? Let's go back to this Tiramisu again. As I'm pouring it, you may say I want to just put a bit of a head to it. See how long it actually takes to settle out. Let's give it a hold a little bit there. Oh dear, looks like I've got a glass here for the bin. There's a little chip out of it. That's been doing the last Beerstream, and I did my dishes afterwards. Drink from this side for now. Yeah, that's So it's quite complex as well in a way. It has such a sweetness on the feel straight away. It's sweet, and you think, to be honest with you, as soon as I touch that to my lips, I think, don't like that. And then suddenly, that's gone. And if you keep drinking, it doesn't come back. No, I don't get that anymore. Once you've got that hoppiness on the finish in your mouth, you don't get that initial. It's like almost. Something I don't like is marshmallows, actually. Although I've drunk marshmallow beer before now, I don't like marshmallows. They're just too sweet. And it's like almost putting a marshmallow in your mouth, that real sweetness. Oh, yeah, it's definitely got more CO2 in there. Yeah. But you get that sweetness, but once you've been drinking it, once you start sipping it, it's gone. It just, yeah, up front, it doesn't hit that with that real sweetness on the front. I guess you've still got that hoppiness in your taste buds, and it just goes down. It makes it much smoother, easier drinking. And I guess there's another one that's going to make you fall over after a while. Oh, actually, it's not. This could be a session beer because it's only 4.5% alcohol. Yeah. And this one is the ingredients on here. It says water, of course, malted barley, yeah, demerara sugar, hops, and yeast. There's just something about allergens. Best before 30th of the 9th, 2024. Oh, we're in 2024, aren't we? So end of September 2024, that is, isn't it? 9th? I think so. Yeah. Well, do I rate them? Give 1, 2, and 3. No, I can't. They're all good for different reasons. That, as I say, the tiramisu one, if you're eating anything dark chocolate or chocolate, that would be absolutely fantastic. It would go with it absolutely perfect. The Baltic Porter, if I walked into any pub and they were serving that on tap, especially as cask, I'd order it every time. It wouldn't be absolutely. And I know I'm never going to find this on tap anywhere, and I'm pretty sure this is because it's bottled. It was bottled, conditioned. You're obviously not going to get it on draft. Well, you won't get the same flavour anyway. Anything the same, so you're never going to get that on draft anyway. But that the Kernel, by the Kernel, that's the brewery, of course. Export Stout. That is the most complex beer here by far. The Baltic Porter, although it's 6.9% alcohol, is the easiest drinking beer here. And the tiramisu would be, well, I think it would make a brilliant dessert beer. Absolute brilliant dessert beer. And when you get into drinking it doesn't have that ridiculous sweetness. As it first hit, it's so sweet, it's ridiculous. But then it just goes away. Yeah, even now, I haven't drank any for 2 or 3 minutes there. And because I've still got it in my mouth and I haven't gone back to a different one, there's no hit of that ridiculous sweetness up front. So you have to have, literally, once you've done your first sip, it's fantastic. Well, they're available on, I don't know where, the beer, was it the beer store? What was it called? Mark ordered them and sent them to me. Well, actually, Mark ordered them a while ago and sent them to me, but I had them sent to my parents' house. So I didn't actually get them until Christmas. I got them Christmas Eve when I arrived at my parents' house. And and do you know what? I've been really, really good. This is the first time I've tried any of them. I have 24 beers, or had 24 beers sitting on the boat, and I hadn't tried any of them. Not even the where Mark has ordered two of. Because I think I'm going to try and do beer streams on nearly all of them. I enjoy doing these beer streams. I enjoy talking to you guys that enjoy a beer, and it's great fun to do. The Real Ale Store, that's it. Thank you, Mark. I knew you should know. I'm terrible with names. Always been terrible with names. German Shepherd Rescue is back in the, and Trevor's getting happy. He's on his happy juice. Yeah, do you know what? When I first tried that tiramisu porter, I thought, yeah, it's not really me, but the more I drink it, the more it goes down well. I've still got half a gallon of beer here to drink. You guys get me drunk, when I do these beer streams. Or do I get myself drunk? Well, I've still got a bottle of this. That one's gone down a bit, the Baltic Porter. And all the kernels and all of that one's in the glass. Well, I enjoyed doing the one in the pub, actually. But the problem is doing them in the pub. I knew it was going to be quite quiet when I did the one in the Bridge Inn at Brood. They get quiet early. By 8 o'clock, there's hardly anyone in the pub. If you went in there at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, people seem to go in there on the way home from work. It's packed. A lot of them eat. They're all gone by 7. So it's what's the weather like outside? I've no idea. I'm inside. Curtains are drawn. I don't think it's raining because I normally hear it on the roof if it's raining. I had enough rain for the last few days. And it stopped raining for about a month, has it? It's been terrible. It's supposed to get cold tonight, I believe. Down to, well, cold for UK temperatures. Any of my friends in Illinois at the moment is probably very warm. January, cold down to 3 degrees Celsius tonight. So what's that? 37, 38 Fahrenheit, something like 37 Fahrenheit. Yeah, 36 Fahrenheit perhaps. Not particularly cold. And that's the coldest it's been for a long time, night time. But it's supposed to be starting to dry up for the next few days, so that's going to be good. I got wet today. I looked at the phone this morning, and it said on the phone, the weather forecast I pulled up, and it said rain about 3:30, and 51% of rain at 3:30. thought, okay, I'll go. So I left Browns over rugby this morning. So it was just before 9:30, I think, and I drove, and I went to Armada Boat Services, which is just the other side of the New Bold Tunnel, as you come out of the New Bold Tunnel, and I've got some diesel, a bottle of gas, and 2 bags of coal, and left there £278 lighter in my wallet. Yeah, expensive morning. But it's things you've got to get. Most of my money goes on diesel, gas, not normally coal. I don't normally buy coal very often, so that's a bit of a add-on, really. I just like to always make sure I've got some coal on the boat in case we get frozen in and I can't go and collect firewood, get stuck somewhere. So I've always got a couple of bags of coal on the boat, which would get me for a good week, or about a week, if I had no firewood. So that's a backup sort of thing. So I've got those back on the boat, and I've got half a bag already. So I've got some coal. Look like she knows now. I've been blowing it so much, I guess. There we go again. Oh dear. Yeah. So then I left the Mar boat services. Rue. I was chatting to Rue, the owner there, for a while, and I thought, I'll go up to Brinklow and more up at Brinklow, which is half an hour from there. A lot of Brinklow and all the mornings were taken up, except for the ones which were in knee deep in mud. So I wasn't going to moor there, so I carried on. Well, I stop at Anstey, and I got to Anstey, and I suddenly remembered that the internet is terrible at Anstey. And I thought, oh, I'm doing a live stream tonight. Better not stop at Anstey because I need the internet. So anyway, then it started. So I left Anstey, and just as I left Anstey, the heavens opened up, and I didn't have a waterproof coat on. I had on a fit my that blue what do you call it, like lined shirt sort of thing, the fleece lined shirt, blue one. I use it for wooding, and I use it for locking. It's the one I get mucky all the time, and it always looks disgusting. I know when it's on film, but do you know what? It keeps me warm. I've got one exactly the same, actually, which I keep in the cupboard at the front, which I only wear out when I perhaps go to the pub or something where I want to keep nice and warm. But that was nice and clean, and that was disgusting. But you have to have clothes like that when you're boating. You can't have nice clean clothes all the time because you've got muddy ropes here, there, and everywhere. Anyway, that's going off sideline there. So anyway, the heavens opened up, and it got drenched. By the time I pulled over, I found somewhere I could sort of pull over and jump inside and grab a waterproof coat out and swap over. Well, actually, I'll tell you what I did. I stopped underneath the motorway bridge. I just literally stopped the boat under the motorway bridge and jumped inside and took that off, and I went and pegged that up by the fire. Although I'd let the fire go out today on purpose. That was another story. So I've got a waterproof coat on and back out and clean shirt and everything. Put another shirt on because the other shirt was wet through, and got going again. And I thought, you know what? I might as well just go. Now I've done all this. I'm at Anstey. It's another hour, and I'll be at Hawkesbury Junction. So I just carried on to Hawkesbury Junction and got here at 4 o'clock. And I know I have internet here because I use the internet where I've been moored here before. But I didn't know how good it was for doing a live stream. But I haven't seen it coming up saying it doesn't work. So I assume it's good. So anyway, if you have bad picture, let me know. Yeah, so I let the fire. Well, the reason I let the fire out this morning, I let the fire go out because when I stopped this afternoon, I sweep the chimney. I wasn't sweeping the chimney at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's just getting dark at 4 o'clock here in the UK. I wasn't sweeping the chimney, and I was cold because once it stopped raining, the temperatures dipped off really, really quickly. And so, yeah, once the temperature's dipped off so quickly, I just wanted to file it and get the temperature back up. We're back up to now, it says it's 22.8 degrees in here. So, yeah, that's comfortable. So that was my day today. And I'm heading down to the Coventry Basin either tomorrow morning or the next morning. I haven't decided yet. It might be Friday morning. I picked up some firewood on the way here as well. I saw some branches down. We've had high winds, and so I picked up a few, jumped off with a chainsaw, chopped them up a little bit, got them on the roof. I might make those into logs tomorrow before I go down to the basin, because I don't want to saw them up in the basin to make sure I've got enough firewood while I'm in the basin. So, yeah, so do that first tomorrow. I might poodle off down a little ways, and whether I make the basin tomorrow or not, I don't know. If I don't leave here tomorrow, I know what will happen. I'll probably be in the pub. No, not going to the pub tomorrow. I'm going to go to the pub with Steve at the weekend. Ah, yeah, Steve. Do it virtually, eh? Yeah, do you know what, Mark? When I'm drinking beer, I'm always happy. So the next one was going to be the 22nd rather, of February. But I've decided I might put another one in between. And the 22nd of February, I will be doing, well, it'll definitely have my last bottle of Goose Island Bourbon Barrel, which I don't know if you can get over here in the UK. I know Mark's tried it in the US. Horrible stuff, isn't it, Mark? Horrible stuff if you want to stay sober. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put out another video when I do the next one. I'll try and put it out a few days, perhaps about 3 days before. Or I'll work out what I'm going to do in another video, and I will. Trouble is trying to add it to the regular video. I might already have them uploaded, and it's not so easy. I'll put out a little video anyway, and I'll let you know what beers are going to be in the Beerstream. Even the thumbnail of this one, which I did on Monday, I put up on Monday, wasn't it? I did have there were on there the beers. I took a photograph of them and then through Adobe, and take out all the background and then put a different background in and all that stuff. But for the thumbnail, and the thumbnail, I cheated for the thumbnail for this. I took the thumbnail I had used for the promotion for this and just amended it. I changed the background color and I just changed the wording on it. It's quick and easy. But this time I went to do it tonight, I wasn't messing around. I didn't have a lot of time. But yeah, well, this is the end of this kernel. That's that one done. That is one of the most complex beers I've ever drunk in my entire life. That's more complex than the bourbon barrel. And Mark just knows the bourbon barrel. I don't know what GIBSC read. You lost me. Probably obvious. No, oh, bourbon, yeah, Goose Island bourbon County State. Sorry, Mark. I tell you, this brain at the moment, I'm fogged up at the moment. Not due to the alcohol, just due to this head cold. It's not working properly. Well, that's one glass down, and that. So you have one to drink with me. Ha! Yes. Is yours 5 years old? I think mine is. I've got it right here because I've only dragged it out of the cupboard earlier. Right, this is the one I have. 14.7% alcohol. And this is just the regular one. Best before the 14th of October 24. Where was it bottled? I think it's on this little label at the top here. (2019). I've done well, haven't I? I've kept that for 5 years. It's the last one. I only had 4 of them to start off with. But when I bought them in 2019, I brought them back in 2020 to the UK. And I've had one on my anniversaries of owning the boat. And on the 22nd of February 2024, I would have been living on my boat for 4 years. Regrets? Nah, love it. Best decision I ever made. It's a hard life. People think you're on. People say to me, "Oh, what's it like being on holiday all the time?" Well, it's more like, what's it like never having a holiday all the time? It's a hard life living on a boat. The way I do it, because I do it on a shoestring. Most of mine's on a shoestring. So my day-to-day living's on a shoestring. And like today, oh, bloody itchy nose again. Oh, gee whiz. It's only because my great parents gave me money for Christmas that I was able to afford really to put in nearly 300 or spend 300 quid to down fuel, be it gas for the cooker, diesel for the engine, or coal for the boat. Yeah, £278 that or other. When I filled up, there, his pump cuts out at £99. And I said to Ruth, start off with, I said, yeah, fill it up until it cuts out. He goes, oh, okay. And it cut out. I said, you better fill it up again until it cuts out again. And he looked at me, I said, yeah. I said, I think it'll take another £99 worth, which is 82 litres, 82 points that rather litres. And he looked at me, I said, yeah, it'll definitely take another 82 litres. I looked down in the tank and I said, it's about half full. It'll definitely take another 82 litres. Anyway, after he put another 82 litres in, I said, I'm not topping it off. There's still about that far down in the tank. I said, that's another 60 litres. That'll do. So I quit at £278, basically. Oh, yours is a 2023. Yeah, I'm not surprised because when you buy them, you're trying to buy one that's older is almost impossible. And I did actually see some once on the internet for sale, and these go for crazy money, absolute crazy money when this sort of age, 4 or 5 years old. I saw one once on the internet. It was advertised. Actually, it was on It was originally on, but not. Gee whiz, not YouTube, eBay, and they couldn't sell it on eBay because it had alcohol in it. You could sell the empty bottles on eBay, and they're like 10 quid for an empty bottle, or $10 for an empty bottle. But anyway, on they had a link to buy it from their whatever it was, their website. They had one of these on there, which was 3 years old, and they wanted $250 for it. Whether they sold it or not, I've no idea. But yeah, crazy money. This beer's not worth that, is it? It's just not worth it. You know. Now I've got to remember which beer's which here. I think this is a tiramisu. I'll tell you as soon as I sip it. Yeah, it's a tiramisu. No. It's a Baltic porter. It's great. Well, I guess all you great people have got better things to do than sit here watching me finish off drinking this beer. $13.99. Yeah, it's about right for a bottle. Yeah, I actually bought some once in a discount beer store. I don't know if they didn't know what they had, or although they buy in this stuff. It's We Sip Liquors in Wilmington, Illinois. It's called, and they getting beers there which are going out of date. But I bought some Goose Island in there one day, and they had the 4-packs in there for $20 for 4, which is very cheap. So I bought all the ones they had, as you do. That's when I was working. Well, they only had about 6 of them anyway. But yeah, but those are the days when I used to work and had a little bit more money, shall we say. But anyway, I really appreciate all your company tonight. It's absolutely fantastic doing these, chatting around. But we're nearly at an hour and a quarter, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to make an hour tonight, the way I was feeling. And I'm going to sit down, and I have some Stilton cheese in the fridge. Well, actually, it's not in the fridge. I took it out of the fridge so it'd warm up a little bit. And I'm going to have some Stilton with these beers. Because I think a good blue cheese would work well with them as well. But I didn't want to eat and try and talk and drink and do it all at the same time. So I'm going to finish off these couple of beers with a little Stilton and cheese for my supper. And that's going to be the end of this live stream, I think. I really appreciate everyone coming in. Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. And I think it's time to bring this to the end. And I guess I better end this live stream as I end all my videos. Thank you very much for watching. Trevor out. Now I've got to find the button to end stream. See you next time, Willie. Cheers, everyone. Thank you, Thomas. Oh, there it is. End.